Good morning, all the viewers. Thank you very much for your kind cooperation and a tremendous response. The response is extremely very much encouraging, for which I express my gratitude. Now, continuing with my lectures on privatization, recently our Honorable Prime Minister, in one of his interview with the media, had stated that government has got no business to do business. I fully agree with him with all my regards and respects to him. He is the most learned man. His statement is very much correct. But that particular formula is not applicable in India. Reason being, still more than 80 crore people in the country are living below poverty line. But what we are talking about in other countries, there people were doing this as a business. But in India, public sectors were not there meant to do a business. They were be introduced in the country to provide social security to the people. Unfortunately, in our country, we hardly have any social security. It is only now recently during this corona period, the government had to go in for a large scale to give to the people so that food security and some free food and was distributed to people. Otherwise, there would have been a very law and order problem in the country. People had lost the job, people had lost everything, and then there was no food also. It was a wonderful gesture by our government that people got the food. But in our country, at the time of freedom also, we had a total population of about 40 crore. And more than 50% of the people were living below poverty line. So we had started this public sector not to do a business. The idea was to give employment to the people and to raise the level of the people, give them medical facility, give them financial security, give them all sorts of security, education, and all those meetings. But I'm just talking about in the foreign countries, all these facilities are being done as a social service by the government. Now you take in any developed country, medical looking after the people medically is free of cost. Being a citizen of that country, you have not to bother about your medical care. The government will take care of, will not allow you to die for lack of medical treatment. And even during this period, if you don't have any, you lose your job, you don't have a regular income, there is a social security. During this period of corona, in Australia, people were paid about $750 per week. In some of the cases, during this corona period, some people had got their salary, their income increased. The prosperity, now even now, from time to time, they are giving some dole money to the people so that they can go and spend that money and there is a market uplift. Now अगर लोगों की जेब में पैसा नहीं होगा और मार्केट में जाके चीज़ें खरीदेंगे नहीं तो मैन्युफैक्चरर कैसे बनाएगा? तो हमारी कंट्री में we have also in our constitution under article 21 we have given to the people right to life, a right to life with this dignity. Nobody can deprive a person of all these rights. But how do we ensure that? These public sectors were not made to make a profit, do a business. And do you think any private sector will come forward only as a social security, as a welfare to the people? Except somewhere some Tatas have done some that sort of a business, that sort of activity. Because you see the Tata's advertisement. Tata Steel, I have seen, that advertisement. They will say, we have made hospitals, we have made schools, we have made airports, we have made this village development. All सब कुछ हम लोगों ने किया है. और बाद में धीरे से उनकी एडवर्टाइजमेंट बोलती है स्टील भी हम बनाते हैं. The message to the public is कि हमारा स्टील बनाना एम नहीं है, हमारा देश बनाना ऑब्जेक्टिव है। देश के लोगों के अंदर प्रॉस्पेरिटी आए, उनको जीने के लिए अच्छा घर मिले, और जब बीमार हो जाएं तो उनको ट्रीटमेंट के लिए अच्छा हॉस्पिटल मिले। बट हाउ कैन यू इंश्योर द राइट टू लाइफ टू ए पर्सन व्हेन यू आर नॉट गिविंग? How will he live, when he doesn't get a proper treatment? He doesn't get a guarantee of job. There is no social security. How can you give that guarantee? It is practically not possible. So in India, the public sector had come into existence not to do a business, not to make money. सिर्फ एक ही ध्येय था कि लोगों को जीने लायक, उनका जीने का स्टैंडर्ड ऊपर उठे और जीने लायक वो जी सके। अदरवाइज पीपल विल नॉट बी। नाउ यू सी द कंडीशन इन द विलेजेस, पीपल आर स्टिल, आज की डेट में भी अगर आप ये सोशल सिक्योरिटी के अंदर जो आप राशन दे रहे हैं, फ्री राशन, अगर आप उसको विड्रॉ कर लीजिए, वेयर आर द पीपल? सो माई रिक्वेस्ट, माई कंटेंशन इज दैट in India the public sector is not there to do a business. It was only whatever the profit. The public sector has done a tremendous profit. You take the case of LIC. It has started with an investment of 6 crore. You take SAIL, HL, BHL, and there are certain rare sectors जहाँ पर private sector enter ही नहीं करता. Space sector, atomic sector, dams. So because in the case of a privatization, they want to make profit. If somebody has opened one hospital, he wants to have a chain of hospitals, but not by developing the people. The only aim is to make money. In most of the cases, there may be some exceptions where people may not be interested in making the money. But that's why I am telling remaining and existence of the public sector is wonderful. It is very much a necessity of the nation. इसलिए मेरी गवर्नमेंट से ये रिक्वेस्ट है कि पब्लिक सेक्टर, हाँ बहुत सारे छोटे छोटे सेक्टर है, बीच में पब्लिक सेक्टर में टायर्स लोगों ने बनाने शुरू कर दिए, ट्यूब्स बनानी शुरू कर दी, ब्रेड बनानी शुरू कर दी. So these are all some sectors which can be left to the people, those who are coming up entrepreneurs. That areas can be identified. But in the case of when you are going to have new startups where the less capital is required, and that area should be left to the people, those who are coming up youngsters, they will do some that sort of industrial venture they can start. But on a large scale, where there is a great large level of investment की ज़रूरत है, वहाँ पर आप पब्लिक सेक्टर का इंटरवीन करना. There are certain security areas where you can't afford the private sector to play. You have to maintain the public sector. With this, my request to the government, to the people, to the political parties, kindly have a fresh look at it and encourage the public sector. When you open one public sector, you develop the entire area. It is only the public sector which establishes a township, which establishes a hospital, which establishes schools, colleges, engineering colleges, medical colleges. So please, with this, I conclude my today's lecture. I will continue again after 2 days. So till then, thank you very much, with a request to please view my channel, subscribe to it, share it with the people, and comment on it. Thank you very much. Thank you.